Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. 678 million XRP. Where did the Bitcoin reserves for Terra Luna go? We're going to talk about it. New SEC Ethics Council member. We're going to talk about that too. We got news from the UK on the front of NFTs, crypto, and stable coins. You're going to want every single bit of it. And you're also going to want to know who Britain cites as the key crypto players. You're going to be very happy about it, in fact. And then we're going to talk about what the Federal Reserve Board, IMF, Digital Dollar Project all have in common. I believe David Schwartz has the answer. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. And no live show this morning on Digital Perspectives News. And follow us on TikTok at Digital Perspectives, no spaces. It is growing fast over there. $1.355 trillion market cap. We are actually back up 3.9% this morning. Who's upset about that? Not me. And I'm sure not you. But Bitcoin right now, 30,200 plus, Ethereum, $2,000 plus. And XRP, the number 6 spot, is 42 cents this morning after losing 26.8% on the 7-day. We're up 6.6% today. We will keep an eye on everything as we go forward. Take a look at the range of price this morning, ranging between 40 cents on the bottom and 44 on the top. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminding everybody right now, you know I diversify. I try to do many different things because I am recognizing I am in a very high risk environment, and you need to be recognizing that as well. And one of the things I love doing, and I'm getting ready to do it again because I haven't actually contributed to my crypto IRA at iTrust Capital in a while, and I need to do so. So I will be doing that, and I'll keep you posted on it when I do. But look at all of the crypto offerings they have in here that you could put in your portfolio along with physical gold and silver. Tax-free crypto IRAs, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about here. And when I think about my retirement, I think about being on a beach and kicking back in a chair, the water, clear blue, palm trees, the whole bit, right? Maybe even a little drink with an umbrella in it. And tax-free crypto. That's the image that I have in my mind. iTrust Capital, link underneath the video. 678 million XRP shoveled by anonymous wallets, 256 million moved in a single lump. I tell you, we don't need to get into this because, this is, to me, this is ODL or a relisting, and I always lean heavier myself into ODL. I'm speculating. I don't know the answer, but I tell you, it always fascinates me to see so much moving around. One of the things I want to say very quickly before we move on here is I want to remind people that in the crypto crash we just went through, hopefully we're recovering and coming out of, but who knows, may not be over yet. But the point is, for the customers, for the market participants who are using XRP for payments, the cost of the transaction did not change, unaffected to the customer. That's a key point right there. Twitter deal with Elon Musk temporarily on hold pending details, supporting calculation that spam fake accounts do indeed represent less than 5% of users. Look, I don't know where this goes, but I want to monitor this because Twitter and crypto Twitter is such a huge medium for sharing information for all of us. I will keep you posted on it. And I absolutely believe, as we know, that Chris Giancarlo has really echoed that I believe that social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and others, and I've personally experienced it through my channel, these platforms have really outsourced censorship because they are not held and bound by, the constitutional rights, amendments, and all of those things, right? So I definitely believe it is a problem and something needs to be done. Hopefully, if the deal goes through, Elon will do something to right that ship. We'll see. Whereabouts of Terra's Bitcoin's reserve is a mystery, and it shouldn't be. right? We go into this very quickly here, but $3.5 billion in Bitcoin purchased as a reserve by the foundation, set up by the creators of the failed Terra blockchain, became untraceable after it was moved to cryptocurrency platforms. Now, they cited in here the first one was the Winklevoss twins platform, Gemini, I believe it was, and then from there it went from Gemini Crypto Exchange to Binance, and then from there they don't know where it went. It was sold or moved to other wallets at that point. This is a great question, and Dao Quan and the Terra Luna team need to come out and explain exactly what has happened. And talk about explaining what has happened. Let's take a turn here and go to the Hinman speech. This is from Sigmund, originally retweeted here by John Deaton, but Sigmund says, it seems Michael Seaman wrote the first draft of the Hinman speech. It's always nice to have someone else draft your own personal opinion. This is how ridiculous this has gotten, and shout out to Sigmund for such a great find here. The first draft of the speech would have been done by my counsel, most likely. I think I may have outlined it for them, or, I don't remember the exact process, so I wouldn't be sitting down trying to pull together a bunch of things. I'd be reading the draft. Which counsel do you recall drafted the original? He says, I think probably Michael Seaman. And if we just go back here, to what John Deaton says, Hinman testified that he probably outlined the speech for Seaman to write the rough draft. This is likely true considering Perkins Coie attorney Lowell Ness said the speech followed the PC memo. Question: if Seaman did write the rough draft, what connections, if any, does he have? Get out the shovels, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Get out the shovels. And let's all politely help contact the new ethics council member, understand how important it is to get an internal investigation into William Hinman's actions and that speech involving ETHgate. This here is, I believe it's Dana M. Serrano, who's been cited and named for the SEC as ethics counsel. Let's hope that she takes up her role and really does this job the way it needs to be done. This is a shout out to X Spectre right here is going to overtake all crypto projects, is what XRP Captain says. Millions of dollars in trading volume. X-Punk, see you soon in New York. And this is right here in Times Square. How about that one? Shout out to X Spectre right there. And I mean, they are some amazing looking NFTs. Great work by X Spectre, no doubt about it. This is where we're shifting gears, going out of here for the rest of the news. Stay with me through this. There's a lot happening. I want to remind you as we look through this UK news on crypto, stablecoins, and NFTs that Chris Larsen was just over and invited and went to see the London mayor, as the London mayor was trying to really make a bid for big fintech investors to move to London to be a crypto leader. Keep that in mind as we move through this. UK Treasury representative revealed the legislation that's to stable coins when used as a means of payments will include financial services and market bills. And we go into this very quickly here. It says here that it's on the radar. It's been in the crosshairs. They go through this. Economic Treasury John Glenn declared the British government would implement a world-leading regulatory regime for stablecoins, while the Treasury Chancellor Rishi Sunak stated that the government will guarantee the UK financial services industry remains at the forefront of technology and innovation. The two official proposals come at a time when cryptocurrency markets are in disarray, obviously because of the recent collapse of Terra, and we may not be out of the woods with USD Tether either. I would look to see that in the crosshairs next too. It's certainly been in there before. As this develops, it says here, we know the U.S. is trying to get things going at home, and I would look for FSOC to jump in on that measure. What I wanted to show down here is that Glenn said from UK, and Sunak has asked the Royal Mint, the government-owned institution responsible for minting UK coins, to develop and issue the NFT before the summer. And by the way, they're also seeing that NFTs in the UK are in fact considered private property. The High Court Justice in London, the closest analog to the United States Supreme Court, has ruled that NFTs in fact are private property. Stay tuned for more on that. Now, this is pretty incredible right here. This is Cindy Young, and she's talking about the article here where Britain's crypto list cites the top key players, meet 6 of the top key players here to watch. And guess who's on it? That's right. It's Cindy Young. That's who's on it. And if we come right down right here, and here she is. Boom. Cindy Young. That's right. Managing Director of Europe for Ripple. As she talks about the use of the XRP digital token in its products. She joined from MasterCard, where she was in charge of developing bank and fintech partnerships. So, I mean, I tell you, this is remarkable. Senior roles at HSBC, where Marcus Treacher was, who used to be at Ripple as well. Alex Partners, and it says here she holds an MBA Harvard. At Ripple, she's helping oversee the expansion of RippleNet and decentralized global network of payment providers and banks. Currently includes Modular and Azimo. Ripple has no shortage of experience in dealing with regulators, as we know the battle that's going on in the U.S. And we see here, compared to the U.S., she says, I think we're still in a much better place, Young said in an interview. The U.K. has a very good opportunity to keep the leading role and become a crypto hub. However, there have been contradicting statements from the U.K. In the recent days, but they will keep an eye on that as that develops. And that's not uncommon, right? That really is not that uncommon to have that, because they're so close to putting out some kind of regulatory framework that becomes what they believe to be a standard for the rest of the world to follow. And to add a cherry on top of all of this, don't forget that James Wallace told us that Ripple is doing a pilot for the Nigerian Central Bank and other surrounding countries. So pay attention to that. Things are happening regardless of the SEC case here, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it all leads to this. I'm about to play you a clip here, which is a highlight reel collage of different things that are all pointing and aligning at the same direction. Now, you're going to see Jim Kuna speak first down here at the bottom from the Boston Federal Reserve. So you have to ask yourself, what did the Federal Reserve Board Hamilton project, for which Jim Kuna is working on, the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, Christian Carlo, the Digital Dollar Project, all have in common? Well, I'm going to let David Schwartz answer that for all of us. Take a listen.
But I do think everything outside of B2B is open for use. And if it's well designed, if it's fast and very cheap, if it's a public good, cheap or free, it can be used for things that we don't have the current ability to do today, like micropayments. You can't do micropayments cost effectively in a RTGS type of model versus just bulking them up over the course of an hour, or Internet of Things.
A central component of the pilot is public infrastructure. It doesn't mean we don't want private innovation, but there has to be the certainty and the trust foundation that a public infrastructure provides. This involves digital platforms that facilitate communication, regulatory compliance, competition among payment providers, and essentially settlement of transactions across borders. And that opens up the door for private sector innovation, for competition, for enhanced functionality of the platform. And it extends the notion of a public good. And that
prompted me to ask Christian Carlo, are you suggesting the government should consider adopting a protocol of value for the internet to ensure that the Fourth Amendment and other freedoms and privacies are respected for the new financial system / the digital dollar? Christian Carlo says it's worth considering.
A penny and fully confirm in less than 10 seconds. XRP Ledger's hyper-efficiency and liquidity enables developers globally to support numerous use cases, from DeFi, payments, consumer applications. And you don't need anybody's permission to interact with the XRP Ledger, right? It's a public good.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a public good. And the Federal Reserve Board, Boston head Jim Kuna working on the project, working on the Hamilton project, Kristalina Georgieva, Christian Carlo, they're all pointing to what we understand the XRP Ledger to be, a public good. The adoption at some point by government or governments of a value protocol like the XRP Ledger as a public good That's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Check out all the links underneath the video. They're great products and services I use each and every day, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch all of you on the next one.